Now let's see what is template files and template file hierarchy. So in this lecture, we'll talk about what is template files and what is template file hierarchy. So what is template file hierarchy? The template hierarchy is the logic WordPress uses to decide which theme template files to use depending on the content being requested. WordPress themes are made up of template files. When you are building your theme, you will use template files to affect the layout and design of the different parts of your website. For example, you will use header.php template file to create a header, or a sidebar.php template file to include sidebar. The template hierarchy describes which template file WordPress will load based on the type of request and whether the template exists in the theme. WordPress templates are used to change the design and layout of the theme. In WordPress, mostly used template files are header, footer, and sidebar. Now, after all the discussion, let's move on and see how WordPress uses this file hierarchy to change theme design and layout. Now, we know that in WordPress, two files are mostly required are index.php and style.css. Now, we know that index.php is the main template file. It is a required file in all themes. And the style.css file is required in all themes and contains information header for your theme. The WordPress uses mostly used programming principle, which is separation of concern. Now let me explain what is separation of concern. The separation of concern principle partitions a complicated application into different sections or domains. Each section or domain addresses a separate concern or has a specific job. WordPress uses the same principle to change design and layout. WordPress has the standard template hierarchy. This means that templates with a certain file name affect specific area of your website. For example, we use sidebar.php to affect the sidebar area. We use header.php to affect the header area of our website. It also tells you what template name to use for a specific item. For example, you will create frontpage.php file to define your front page layout of your website. Then WordPress will first look for this template file and then use it as a display of front page. Then if you're using static front page and you don't have this frontpage.php template in your theme, then WordPress will look for home.php template and choose the layout for your home page using this home.php template file. And if the frontpage.php or home.php do not exist in the WordPress template file hierarchy, then the WordPress fall back to the index.php template file to display home page. This template is a default fallback template file in WordPress. Now let's take one more example to understand this template hierarchy more easily. Now let's say you want to modify the display of a specific individual post in any post type. If post type is review and the post slug is phone, then the WordPress will look for a single review phone.php file. If this template file is not exist, WordPress will fall back to the next template file. The WordPress will then check if there is a template file to display the specific post type. For example, if the post type is review, then the WordPress will look for single review.php file. And if the WordPress still couldn't find this template file, then fall back to the next template file. And then WordPress will look for the single.php file in the template hierarchy. And if the single.php not exist in the WordPress template hierarchy, then the WordPress will then fall back to the singular.php template file. Now we use singular.php template file for the post and the pages. And the last, if WordPress not able to find this singular.php in the template hierarchy, then fall back to the index.php file. Finally, WordPress ultimately fall back to index.php. Now, keep in mind, if WordPress template file not exist, then the WordPress always fall back to the index.php template file. You can find more about this template file hierarchy on WordPress handbook. So just open a new tab and just search for WordPress handbook. When you search for it, you can notice we have theme developer handbook. Just click on it and open this website. Now you can notice we have all the information needed to create a WordPress theme here. You can check out all these options after we complete this lecture. But for now, let me just open this basic themes option, and here you can find template hierarchy. Just click on it and open this option. And here you can find different template files which you can create in WordPress. Now you can include many more theme template files in your theme. For example, you can add comment template using comment.php. Or you can just add this simple PHP file to display page not found error to the user. So if this file is not exist in your template file hierarchy, then the WordPress will fall back to this index.php file. When we build our website, I'm going to show you how you can create your own WordPress theme with these different template files. So I hope you understand what is WordPress hierarchy. Now we'll start creating a very basic WordPress theme, so you will comfortable with the different template tags and the template files. So we'll just create a very basic layout of the website and then put content in it. But before we move on, I strongly recommend you to watch my previous lectures of this course to understand WordPress theme better. Now in this basic theme, I'm going to build a very simple layout. You can notice here, if you just take a look at this header, we use header.php template file to display header content. Then add a 2-column layout using grid system and display index and the sidebar content side by side. Just after that, you can notice at the last, we'll just add a footer content using footer.php template file. So after this basic theme, we'll start building our premium theme development. So after this basic understanding of WordPress theme development, you will comfortable with creating your own new theme. So let's get started and first open the header.php file. And you can notice here, we just added few template tags here in this header.php. Let me first give you a very simple preview of these template tags. So let's start with the language attribute. Now you know that language attributes is used to set the language for the web page. Along with that, it also used to specify text direction. Just after that, we have here blog info char set. Now you can notice in this blog info template tag, we have char set parameter. Now this parameter always echoes UTF-8, which is the default encoding of WordPress. And you can notice we also use the same template tag in the title, but at this time we specify the different parameter. You can notice we just specify here name. The name parameter is simply echoes the title of your blog post. Now just after that, let me show you how you can add style.css to this header.php file, so we can specify different style to this website. So just after this title, I'm going to just first create here a comment and just say here style.css. You know that in standard HTML, you link style.css using link tag. So I'm going to just say here link, and in the link, in the href attribute, you just simply specify the path of your style sheet. For example, I'm going to just say here style.css. That's it. So this is how you include style sheet in your HTML. But you know that this is a WordPress. In WordPress, this is not the way the style sheet include. So I'm going to just get rid of this style sheet path, and right here, I'm going to just simply call a template tag, which is blog info. So I'm going to first call here a PHP syntax, and inside it, I'm going to call blog info. Now, you know that this blog info echoes the website title, but by specifying the parameter, we can change the output of this blog info template tag. So I'm going to just specify here a parameter called style sheet URL. So using this parameter, this blog info will return the path of this style sheet. Now let me just save all the changes and just open my website. Now let me just reload this website and just open the source code of this page by pressing Ctrl U. Now you can notice here we have the address of my style sheet, right? As simple as that. We don't need to specify the absolute path of this style sheet. Using just blog info template tag, we can just access this simple style.css file. Now keep in mind, this blog info style sheet URL parameter is only useful when you want to include style.css file. It's not useful for the other .css files. So I'm going to show you how you can add them later in this course. But just for now, let's move on. And before this closing header tag, right here, I'm going to just add a PHP syntax and call a template tag WP head. Now let me just explain why we use this WP head template tag before this closing head section. Now if you just take a look at this style sheet, WordPress not recommend you to include style sheet using a link tag. Instead, the proper way to include your style sheet is using function.php file. We will talk about this function.php template file later in this course. By using this WP head template tag, we can include plugins, different style sheet, and scripting files in the project in the head section. So this function also helpful to call WordPress action hooks. We will talk about what is action hooks later in this course. But just for now, keep in mind this WP head template tag used to include plugins, different styles, and scripting files. So using this template tag, we can include different plugins in the website. Now just after that, let's move on to the body section. Now to this body, I'm going to just add here a simple PHP tag, and inside it, I'm going to call body class. So I'm going to call a simple template tag body class. Now let me just explain this body template tag. Now the body template tag is a WordPress function that gives the body element different classes. So the theme author can style their site effectively with CSS. Now let me show you the actual result of this body. Open my source code and just reload it. You can notice in the body section right here, we have different classes to this body section. We have home, blog, logged in, admin bar, no customized support, and all that. So using these classes, you can specify different styling to the body section. Now let me show you how you can specify your own class to this body. So I'm going to just specify here in this template tag parameter right here. I'm going to just specify a single code and just specify here a class name. So I'm going to say here body class. I want to add this body class to this body. So I'm going to just save all the changes, and when I reload my website, you can notice I have this body class here. Now you're free to specify any class to this body section. So you can use that class to style the body section of your website. Now just after that, let me just create a very basic header for this website. So I'm going to just first create here a header tag and specify class to it. So I'm going to just call here header, and using dot, I'm going to specify class to it. So I'm going to say here header area. When I press tab, I'm going to have header tag with the class header area. And inside this header, right here, I'm going to just create h1 heading tag, and inside it, I'm going to add anchor tag. And inside the anchor tag href attribute, I want to specify the URL of my website. So the simple way to add it using blog info template tag. So I'm going to add here a PHP syntax like this. And inside this PHP syntax, I'm going to call blog info template tag. And in the parameter, I will add URL. So this will return the URL of my website. And right here in the anchor tag, I'm going to just specify the name of my website. So instead hard coding my name here, I'm going to just call a PHP syntax again like this and call blog info template tag. And inside the parameter, you know that using name parameter, I can get the name of my website. I'm going to save all the changes. Just after that, just after this h1 heading tag, I want to display the tagline as well. I'm going to just simply add h3 heading tag, and inside it, I'm going to call a PHP syntax. And in the PHP, I'm going to call blog info template tag. And using a description parameter, I can get the website tagline in the index file. Now just save all the changes. Now keep in mind, if you want to change the blog title and the description, you can change it using the setting in the general option. Open my website, and right here, I'm going to just reload it. When I reload it, you can notice I have my title and the tagline of my website. Now we'll understand how you can create a basic footer for this WordPress theme. So I'm going to just head over to my editor, and right here I have this footer.php file. And inside it, I'm going to just specify a basic footer for my website. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to first create here a main tag in the header. So I'm going to create here a main tag like this and just close it in the footer right here before this closing body tag. So whatever I add inside this index.php is added between this main section. Just out of that, just out of this main section, right here, I'm going to create a footer tag. Now the best way to add a footer is using footer tag. So I'm going to add here footer. Just out of that, inside this footer, I'm going to just create a paragraph. I'm going to create a paragraph and I want to add here a copyright symbol. So I'm going to just add here and copy. So this will add a copyright symbol inside this paragraph. Then I'm going to say copyrights and call the anchor tag here and just call anchor tag here like this. And in the href attribute, I want to specify the URL of my website. So I'm going to call here a PHP syntax like this. And inside this PHP, I'm going to call a template tag blog info. And in the parameter, I'm going to say URL. So this will return the site URL to this anchor tag. And to the content of this anchor tag, I'm going to call a PHP tag and specify the name of my website. So using blog info template tag, I can get the name of my website using name parameter, right? And just after that, just after this closing anchor tag right here, I'm going to just specify dot here and say all rights reserved. Save all the changes and reload your browser. You can notice we have a footer here. We have the copyright symbol, the copyright text, and the home link of our website. Now let's back to the editor, and in the header, just before this closing body tag, we need to add a very important template tag. Right here, before this closing body tag, I'm going to add a PHP syntax, and inside it, I'm going to call WP footer template tag. Now this WP footer template tag goes inside the footer, which is used for outputting data or doing background actions that run just before this closing body tag. So this WP footer is also helpful for the plugins, so the plugins can execute any code before this closing body tag. Now just after that, let's move on to the sidebar.php file. Right here you can see we just have here a simple h3 heading tag with the sidebar title. Why don't we just put this in the aside HTML element? So I'm going to just call here aside and just specify a class to it, which is sidebar. So we can access this aside element using this sidebar class. Now just after that, I'm going to just call here h1 heading tag with the text sidebar. Save all the changes back to your website and reload it. Now you can notice we have the header of the website, then the content of this website with the sidebar, and we also have this footer section. Now let me just add a style to this basic index file. So in the next lecture, we'll see how you can style this basic template file. So I will see you in the next one.